What are we doing? Lojack? All right, Robin, Lojack. Look.
Well, you know what's happening in New Jersey?
What is?
They say that car thievery is at an all-time high.
Let me ask you something. What do? You must read like 900 newspapers a day. How do you know? How do you know so much? Really, how do you know so much? Every friggin' topic I bring up, you know. It's unbelievable.
It's my job.
Look at you. Are you proud of yourself today or what? Look at you.
I had a week off, too.
Wow. Every topic I brought up, you know, you have information on.
I do. Yeah.
But I mean, but real information, not stuff like I make up. Let me tell you something. If you don't have Lojack installed in your car.
And you know, it's a lot of joyriders, too.
Oh, yeah.
Kids who are just trying to make their way into gangs.
Let me tell you what the Lojack thing does.
What will it do for us?
First of all, it'll eliminate joyriders just because they have a regular car alarm on there. That eliminates the amateur.
Okay.
But for the professional thief, how do you avoid the professional thief? All right? I got to tell you something. I picture you, Robin. I picture you holding the TV remote control in one hand, and you got like the newspaper in the other hand, the vibrator on your foot. I mean, it's like, I don't think there's any downtime for you, is there? All right, listen to me. Now, to eliminate the professional car thief, Robin, you've got to quiet down. It's an all-media party in there. All right, very good. All right. Listen to me.
An all-access event.
Right. A lot going on. I have an all-access pass. Okay, look. What's going on to destroy the professional car thief, what you have to do is put a Lojack in your car. The police have a homing device in their car. You have the homing signal in your car. When your car is stolen, you call the police. They turn on the tracking device, and they track your car down immediately before the car can be stripped. Would you call 1-800-95-LOJACK? Are you an imbecile that you don't call this number, you New Jersey drivers? 1-800-95-LOJACK. Oh, I know what you're thinking. Your car will get stolen. You get the insurance money. Wait. Boy, are you in for a surprise. Ask Robin. $7,000 less for a brand new car because they only give you book value. 1-800-95-LOJACK. It's Lojack. Lojack.
I can't believe in New Jersey, Lojack is available and people aren't doing it.
You would go out with Woody Allen, wouldn't you, Robin?
Sure.
Yeah. See, I'm telling you,
right
he can get any woman he wants, and yet he goes after that Sun Yi. Sun Yi. How about an American name for Sun Yi?
Like?
Well, you know what? Mia Farrow names...
those biblical names.
Well, Mia Farrow, when she gets to name the kid, she gets these Viet Cong kids over there. She named one of these Chinese kids Moses. Now, you see him on TV, they're interviewing Moses. When you're Chinese, you should not... at least name him Buddha.
Moses with the slanty eyes.
Yeah. Moses, and then another one was Daisy, another Chinese.
Daisy and Lark.
Lark.
Very, yuppie name.
Yeah, just ridiculous names for these Chinese kids. Taking into consideration none of their ethnic qualities. So,
what should she have done? Thrown up the silverware?
Yeah, and however it felt. Ping pong ball. Slits O'Rourke. But I'll tell you something. Balls on chin. But I'll tell you something. This Sun Yi was brought up in Vietnam, and she adopted when she was 6, so she had a name. A Sun Yi had a name. See, that's how she had her name. But the other ones didn't have a name. She gave them a name as infants. See, I know something too, Robin. Gary, is Woody Allen not here? We cannot speak with him? We have to move on? All right. Well, I'll give up then.
Well, that's not the only scandal that was percolating while we were away. Did you ever see the Fergie pictures?
I did see those.
Did you? What did you think?
First of all, I think she's about 20 pounds overweight to be in a thong, number one. Number two, I think her breasts are really flabby. She needs a breast lift, which is what I'm treating my wife to after the birth of our third child.
A breast lift, too?
Breast lift and tummy tuck. Okay. She's going in for it.
She is not.
Oh, yes, she is.
I want to hear that from her lips.
You won't hear from her lips. She'll be drugged when she goes in and does it. But I saw these pictures.
Mm-hmm. And what did you think that the children were right there?
I thought it was disgraceful.
She's making out with this guy.
I thought it was disgraceful. I saw a picture of Fergie, who really is a double bagger. I was amazed that she was able to become the princess of whatever she is. What is
She's
she?
The Duchess.
Duchess. Imagine being a Duchess and you're a double bagger. And Andrew's not a bad-looking guy.
No.
I don't understand how that whole royalty...
What happened there?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Because he was out, and he was running around with porn stars.
Oh, yeah.
And this and that.
And then he marries Fergie.
Yeah, how'd she catch him?
And she actually seems like quite a vivacious lady. She seems to go for anything. Fun girl, party girl. But whatever it is, they fell out of love. And
And that was the one you thought would be good because she had that kind of vivacious attitude about life that she'd keep him interested.
Yeah, you almost thought that they would sleep together in the same room and stuff, even though they were royalty.
Right.
But she appeared to be wild, double snap and gyro on the private parts. But I'll tell you this. When I saw those pictures of her kissing a guy with her top off in front of young children, I was repulsed. I was disgusted.
You were repulsed by her flabby body? Or?
And let me tell you something. The earliest recollection I have of seeing my mother nude was when I was about 5 or 6 years old. My mother stepped out of the shower. Nude.
Well, that's how you go into the shower.
She came out nude. She had a towel wrapped around her head. Her big belly was hanging over.
Oh,
she had a bush the size of... You see the carpeting in here, Robin? Her bush was bigger than that.
Will you behave?
Obviously my mother has never shaved. It was
never.
It was the size of Cleveland in honor of our new city. So, listen. My mother never shaved. Have you ever seen it?
Women of her generation didn't do that.
Wow. My poor father. You can't even find anything. It's like a jungle.
Oh, dear.
I could have sworn I heard Tarzan screaming when she came out.
Look, I was just in Europe. I saw women with hair everywhere.
I know.
Under their arms, all over their legs.
Yeah, my mother never shaved her legs either. Ooh. She goes, I'm not hairy. I go, Ma, you're hairy enough. She's like a gorilla. So she stepped out of the shower, and I got to tell you, and I saw her big floppy breast. My mother has D cups, and they were huge. Huge. Massive breasts, and I just saw it, and I remember this wave of nausea came over me.
Stop.
Because it's my mom.
Your mommy.
That's my mommy, and she wasn't doing anything sexual with my father. It was just unbelievable. All I saw was hair and udders.
So she was hardly naked.
Yeah, and I got to tell you something. It was traumatic for me. I can't imagine what it's like to be a kid, see a mother, semi-clad, kissing a strange man.
Well, he's going after her feet.
Oh, boy, and kissing her feet.
What has she got?
I don't know. I hear she's going to sell her kids for $20 million.
That's what they're saying in the papers today, that they might want to buy her off, get her out of their lives completely and get custody of the kids, and they may settle $20 million on her to be doled out.
Wow.
In increments.
Wow.
So that they can keep control of her.
Wow.
So that her behavior would have to be at a certain standard in order for her to be able to get.
Boy, she hit the lottery, huh?
$20 million.
All she got to do is give back those two obnoxious children.
She didn't like them anyway.
She didn't like them.
They were a real damper on her social life.
I can't figure out why this guy married her, but for whatever reason, she must be like a circus performer in bed. That's what I figure. Either that or her face must be a Hoover.
Meanwhile, there's supposedly a tape of Princess Di having a little conversation.
Was that right?
With some guy. This was a couple-year-old tape that one of the tabloids in England pulled out and said they have, and somebody's selling it.
Is that right?
Yeah, and it's supposed to be her talking to this guy, and he's professing his love to her, and she's complaining about Charles.
Yazoo.
So the royal family is really going through it. They say it's been so bad that the Queen has agreed to pay taxes on her salary.
I hear ya. Wow.
She never paid taxes on all the money.
I know. It's ridiculous. The royalty there doesn't pay any taxes. It's ridiculous.
And in order to, save face and to not have the English people so angry, she's now agreeing to pay taxes on her income.
I could never live in a country where I had a king or a queen. That would just be so repulsive to me. And, listen, king and queen of England, you. That's all I got to say about it. Right, guys? Right.
Oh, my.
We don't like that.
Well, what do you think of this weather we're having? First, you have the hurricane in Florida.
Well, I went down. Stupid ass me. My wife books me on a vacation to Florida.
You finally leave town.
This is the first time in 3 years I agree to go anywhere. So, first of all, it was a nightmare vacation.
Why?
My wife and I fought so bad, I thought our marriage was going to break up.
Stop it.
We had such a bad argument that I fell out of love with my wife for a full day. And I told her it, too.
What was the argument about?
Well, this argument was about tipping. I was tipping the waiters too much. I was a big schmuck.
She didn't call you that.
You want me to? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She called me an a-hole in front of the housekeeper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
She's just a stupid idiot. You should have heard the way she was talking to me.
Oh,
I just wanted out of the marriage.
Oh, dear. You sure it wasn't just a hormonal?
And it was in front of my kids, and my kids went, "Are Mommy and Daddy going to get a divorce?" That's how
really?
traumatized they were by this fight. But anyway, I'll get to that after your newscast. I don't want to stop the flow of the news. All right? There's information that has to be disseminated. But I go down to Florida, and there I am trapped in a hotel for a whole day with the kids, my wife, the housekeeper, my in-laws.
Everybody at the hotel?
Oh, yeah, my in-laws. My in-laws were on my vacation with me.
You know how to really party.
All I could think about for 4 days was Tawny and Stacy.
Who are Tawny and Stacy?
Tawny Katane and Stacy Galena.
Oh, really?
You know, my girls.
Oh.
My stable, Jessica Hahn.
So you trapped in the hotel room during the hurricane?
Well, you want me to get into it?
No, I just want to know where you were when the bad weather hit.
I was on the west coast of Florida.
So it wasn't so bad over there?
No, it was just a bad storm that day. Very windy.
Uh-huh. No devastation.
Right.
See, because I had pictures of you. Once I heard about the hurricane.
Well, there was real bad hurricane warnings, and if there was a hurricane there, we would have been evacuated, which would have been, that would have been the end of my marriage, because we would have been in a shelter for the 4 days with other people.
And little cots.
Yeah, and believe me, the storm
in a high school somewhere.
The storm in the shelter with me and my wife yelling at each other would have been much worse than the storm outside. But no, it would have been real bad because we were like on the Gulf.
Uh-huh.
And
it came up along the
water would have come up and like drown everybody. So wait till I tell you about my vacation. I had the worst vacation. Do you notice how peppy I am on the air today?
Yes, because you're happy to be back.
I'm so happy to be back. Wait till I tell you about it. The first 2 days were great.
Uh-huh. Were you home or were you in Florida?
No, when we were in Florida, it started out great.
Uh-huh.
Sexually and everything else.
Uh-huh.
And then it turned into a nightmare.
Oh, dear.
I spent the whole vacation with my in-laws. And finally, we just had to, throw them out. I mean, you wait till you hear this.
Oh, dear. I can't believe...
The idea of my vacation this time around was I never spend any time with the kids. I'm very busy. I'm a very busy man.
I don't know what you're doing.
I'm hiding from the family. I basically, when I'm working, I'm very distracted, okay?
Yes. I agree.
All right. For whatever reason, I got to be into my work.
Right.
I know it's hard to believe that this is work, telling dick jokes, but it's work for me.
I feel kind of silly sometimes explaining to people I have to be alone so I can work.
I mean, we're always screaming we're working, and people are trying to figure out what it is we're doing, including my wife. I have to think of ideas for things for tomorrow. I need to be alone. So the idea of this vacation was I was going to spend time with the kids exclusively.
Ah.
All right? I was just going to put all my energies, the same way I put my energies into my work, for 4 days.
Focus on the kids.
Yeah, so we decided we were going to go to a remote island, all right, like in the Caribbean or something.
Uh-huh.
Or like one of these remote islands where you don't see anybody.
Yeah, nobody but you.
Like where rock stars go.
Right.
Like we called up Lifestyles and the Rich and Famous. We asked him, Robin Leach, and I said, where does like Eric Clapton go to be alone?
And he told you?
Like where does he go to be with his kids? Before that tragedy. All right.
New York.
Yeah, right. New York. But I said, where does he go? So they gave me the name of the island and everything, and I booked a whole stupid vacation. You have to fly to like Anguilla, get on a helicopter.
Because they don't even have an airline where you're going.
Then you get a special airlift into this island, and like 3 people are on the stupid island.
And then they put you on a boat.
Yeah, very exclusive. So then my wife calls the doctor and finds out we can't leave the country because she's pregnant. She's in her 5th month. If you go to one of these remote islands and anything happens, like a little bit of bleeding or anything like that, there's no doctor around and they'll give you an immediate D&C.
Oh, no.
Okay? So I said, all right. I said, so you know what? Forget the vacation. Let's be home. I love being home. You know me.
Nobody's going to bother you here.
I know you like to go away, Robin. You went to Paris.
I know you go away a lot.
Right. Wait. Don't have to apologize. You do what you want to do.
But I don't go away a lot.
I don't want to go anywhere anytime. Ever.
Every once in a while, I get an idea that I want to go somewhere.
I love being home. I'm a homeboy. Ever hear that expression, homeboy? That's me. I'm the original homeboy. I'm a homebody. I love it. I love being home.
Mm-hmm.
So I say to my wife, let's stay home. No. You know what I'll do? I'll book us a vacation in Florida, down by where my parents are, but I'll call my parents and explain to them that they really have to give us some time. Like, they want the kids for one night. That'll be fine because we can have a romantic evening.
Right.
But we'll bring the housekeeper. We'll get ourselves a nice place to stay. And since we know that area of Florida, we'll stay there, but the parents won't be involved in our vacation. Because let me tell you something. I wouldn't mind my in-laws being involved with the kids while I'm on vacation, but my mother-in-law is so obsessed with my children that when she comes into a room, she overtakes everything with the kids. I can't even say a word to the kids. It is so bad I can't say a word to my own children because my mother-in-law sits there and gets in the conversation. She starts answering for the kids. I'll say to the kids, hey, kids, did you enjoy swimming today? She'll go, oh, Daddy is talking to us.
Oh, dear.
She calls me Daddy. Daddy is talking to us. I go, Norma, I'm talking to the kids. And it gets really weird. I go, Norma, I'm talking to the kids. She goes, Daddy is talking. Answer him, children. You know, she's from Boston. Yeah. Answer him, children. Daddy is talking. And I get so friggin' annoyed I want to choke her. And then my father-in-law, when we're with him, he just talks the whole time. Even if his wife is talking. Whoever's talking, my father-in-law just keeps mumbling. He goes, Howie, did I ever tell you the story about when we took the kids to Florida the first time? No, Bob, what's that? Well, and it goes on. And he keeps talking. I can't talk to the kids. My mother-in-law drags the kids away from me, takes them away on the beach, starts walking around looking for shells and stuff, then runs into the water with them. I can't be in the water with them. And that's fine with me 361 days out of the year. But for the 4 days...
You can't be in the water?
No, if I go in the water, my mother-in-law just totally monopolizes them and then tells them the water's too rough and don't go in where Daddy is. And I mean, it's like she's obsessed. You know, and I find myself reaching for a baseball bat to clunk them and me over the head. So it really gets me. It doesn't get to my wife because my wife spends tons of times with the kids.
Yeah, she's glad to see somebody else.
Yeah, but I wanted to be with my kids. So, well, I got a break. You got to hear the rest of this. You got me started on this. You got to hear the rest of this.
I only wanted to know about the hurricane.
No, but this ties into the hurricane. Wait till you hear this.
You're going to bring it all back.
Well, you started me on. I'm not going to stop.
Sorry.
All right. You kept pushing. All right, let me take a break. We'll be right back.
This is Dave Herman on 92.3 K-Rock, and I'll see you this afternoon on the Rock and Roll Afternoon Show between 2 and 6. 20-song music marathons and the best variety of classic rock and roll. We're at WXRK New York, 92.3 K-Rock.
At medical schools across America, students are learning the delicate techniques of surgery. At Croft Medical School on the Caribbean island of Jantique, students are learning that med school is definitely stranger in paradise.
From the creators of Northern Exposure comes a new series, Going to Extremes. It's about as far as you can go to become a doctor. Going to Extremes, new series premiere tomorrow at 10, 9 Central on ABC TV.
We're here to reassure all Corn Nuts fans. Even with a lighter crunch, Corn Nuts are still
the king of crunch. The proof, first of all.
A bag of some ordinary
wimpy
potato chips. Here.
Boo. A good-sized book.
We drop the book on the bag and... Ugh,
not a pretty sight.
Corn Nuts bag.
Good-sized book.
Los Angeles phone book.
With pictures. Great structural integrity.
And a great nacho cheese.
Yes, we've proved it.
Even with a lighter crunch...
Corn Nuts is still the king of crunch.
And here's more proof.
To the king.
Tri-State Consumer Insurance. Look, please understand something. If you want insurance and you want to pay less and you want to get great insurance, I have a great idea for you. Call Tri-State Consumer Insurance. Now listen to this. In a recent policy comparison for Nassau County, State Farm Insurance premium was $1,230. The Tri-State premium for the exact same insurance was $805. That's a savings of $400 a year. How does Tri-State do it? Number one, you deal directly with them. You dial a 1-800 number. There's no agent. You don't pay any agent's commission when you dial 1-800-JOIN-NOW. Tri-State only insures good drivers so you don't end up paying for other people's mistakes. And that's how they do it. That's how they save you all that money. Some people are saving $1,000. Town Car Jack saves $600.
Town Car Jack is making
Yep.
a killing listening to this show.
I know. He's already saved $1,000 this year listening to this show. Is it good insurance? Is Tri-State good insurance? That's all you got to worry about. Well, I'll tell you this. A report issued in December of 1991 by the New York State Insurance Department said that out of 167 insurance companies, Tri-State Consumer Insurance was ranked among the top 10 for the best in claims and customer service handling. How's that, Robin?
That sounds good to me.
Why don't you call 1-800-JOIN now if you really want to save money. 1-800-JOINNOW for a free rate quote. Now, this offer is good for New York residents only. So join now. 1-800-JOIN now.
No one knows exactly when, but the first case of human thirst almost certainly occurred in the Mediterranean. And no wonder. In the summer, the sun takes up permanent residence over the French Riviera, baking everything and everyone below. So, after some 50,000 years of being thirsty, the people here created a unique soft drink called Orangina. And one sip of the Riviera's native soft drink will tell you why. They took the fresh, ripe oranges native to the region, added a hint of tangy tangerine, and gave it just the right number of little bubbles, all of which makes Orangina light and uniquely refreshing instead of heavy and syrupy sweet. Orangina, the soft drink imported from paradise.
Look for more of your favorite soft drink, Orangina, in the new 2-liter family size, now available at your local supermarket. Orangina, the soft drink imported from paradise.
You know what, Robin? I'll save that story for after the news, or maybe tomorrow, because we do have to get the news, right?
Oh, now you're going to stop in the middle?
Well, it's such a long story. Anyway, let me tell you about Channel 11, what they've done now. You know, Channel 11... Is Woody Allen coming in?
Well, Woody Allen... He needs a couple of minutes to get together.
All right. Well, I got to do a commercial.
Well, you know Woody is a very nervous
Woody's very nervous.
guy.
Tell Woody don't worry. I know what Woody has to say.
You're going to put words in Woody Allen's mouth?
That's exactly what Woody's worried about.
No, tell him no problem. Hey, today at 10 o'clock, one of America's best-loved TV personalities is back. Now, Robin, take a guess who that is.
One of America's best-loved TV personalities.
Channel 11 here in New York has nabbed one of the best-loved
You mean they got the Lucy reruns from Channel 5?
No. They've got a brand-new talk show on Channel 11.
Brand-new talk show.
Now, who do you want to see in a talk show? I'm talking about
Love.
probably one of the most famous names in America.
Baba Booey.
No, not Baba Booey.
No.
Not Zachary. Who do you think it is?
Most loved. I'm trying to think. Arthur Godfrey's dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's somebody more contemporary, somebody more happening.
And well-loved.
Robin,
I can only think of Carol Burnett.
Well, if you couldn't get Carol Burnett, who would you get?
Who would you get if you could? That other woman, the English woman.
Vicki Lawrence.
No.
Can you believe it?
Channel
Channel 11's got Vicki Lawrence. You know, for years I've said the one person who should have a talk show is Vicki Lawrence.
You said that?
Well, she's so marvelous. How does stiff like her get a talk show?
I don't know. Does she know someone?
I don't know.
I don't know how she's still in show business.
Hey, she's there, and you know what? She's in show business more than we are. Today she'll return to the fabulous 50s with Frankie Avalon, Annette Funicello, and Fabian. Now, that should be an up-tempo show.
Now, Fabian and Frankie are going to help Annette out on the set.
So today at 10 o'clock on Channel 11, you got the Vicki Lawrence program.
Quite frankly, that has me intrigued.
Yes. Annette reveals why she never wore skimpy bikinis.
Well, that's not the question I was asking.
I know why Vicki Lawrence never wore a skimpy bikini.
Nobody wanted her to.
Yeah, she got a gut the size of an elephant.
She looks worse than Fergie in a bikini.
Then at 11 o'clock, you got the Joan Rivers show. She'll be discussing, if you were a man, would you ever consider wearing pantyhose and a dress?
No, come on, you made that up.
Swear to God. You know, she's trying to get some ratings. Joan welcomes people who are captivated by the pleasures of dressing up as the opposite sex. Look how they're afraid to insult people like that now. They actually, like, you know.
Yeah, the pleasures of. Not weirdos who dress in men who dress in women's clothing.
Men who are psychopaths and enjoy humiliating their families, their parents, their friends by dressing up as women.
Men who for years have been sneaking into their wives' underwear drawers.
So you got Vicki Lawrence at 10, and she's going to challenge Annette Funicello to a foot race.
Oh, dear.
See who can win, because Vicky's fat and Annette's got MS, so it should be an interesting...
Who do you think? Who's your money on?
Well, that's a tough one. You know, normally I would go with Annette Funicello, but with the MS, she might be slowed down. Vicki Lawrence could take it. That'd be great. Vicki Lawrence just goes, Annette, I know you have multiple sclerosis, and what I'd like to do now is a little stunt. I will have a foot race with you, like to do the 100-yard dash. And
is it that you're slow or just unsteady?
I know you walk with a cane. Do you think that it would be a fair thing with me being out of shape and fat and you being with MS? Do you think that would be fun?
What's more of a handicap?
Well, let's find out on today's Vicki Lawrence show. And then at 12 o'clock on Channel 11, you got the Geraldo show.
Yes.
Geraldo, who his topic is losing hundreds and hundreds of pounds. He talks about weight loss. See?
So it all sort of ties in.
Yeah. See, all three topics. And if you watch all 3 hours in a row, they lock you up in the funny farm.
You'll need it.
They want to know what you're doing all day, that you have time for 3 hours of Channel 11. Well, be like me and Robin. We're going to go rush home and start at 10 o'clock with Vicki Lawrence. And then move into the Joan Rivers thing and then Geraldo.
We'll be set for the day.
There you go. All on Channel 11 WPIX. Great channel that it is.
Well, the reason I brought up the weather, Howard.
Well, if you want Woody Allen now, you can ask him all your questions.
Oh, I forgot that Woody was here.
Woody, quickly, because we were talking about the weather. What are you going to talk? If I see one more picture of poor black people in Dade County, Florida.
I didn't know that. You know, aren't there white people in Florida?
No more. Let me tell you something. Florida, I was on the west coast of Florida. I won't even go to Miami.
Sitting there, I was watching CNN in Europe,
sad. Yeah.
And I had the sound down.
Right.
And I see...
You thought it was Somalia?
I thought it was Somalia.
I know. Let me tell you what's happened to Florida.
Because they were talking about hungry kids and airlifts.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And it's all Cubans and black people. There's no white people left in Florida. It's pathetic.
You hear a hurricane in Florida, you expect to see some white people.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe those were white people. They just got so tan and burnt from the sun that they look black now.
But where in the world?
But
I mean, have
did
you
you see
ever
them?
had to do airlifts of food to an American community?
And did you see it was like bloated babies and and there's flies around the babies and stuff?
Absolutely. And they weren't just hungry from this hurricane.
Yeah, and that wasn't Somalia. That was I think you're using the hurricane as an excuse to get them some food.
Did the hurricane blow their weight off?
Well, I'm looking at it, I'm saying, hey, you know, there's like people in New Jersey doing airlifts and trucks to the needy people of Florida. And I'm going, what happened?
And Dinkins is saying, hey, we got to help them out. I mean, it's like we're talking about the Caribbean.
If we do not put a cap on immigration into this country, we are committing suicide as a country.
Remember a couple of years ago when they had those big hurricanes that destroyed Jamaica and all that?
Yes.
It's the same thing in Florida.
It is the most disgraceful, embarrassing news.
And what kind of houses were these? Do you see
my God. You know what? And that hurricane wasn't even that bad. It's just that, like, they were
living in stick houses.
They were in straw huts. $105 house. Real estate in Florida is unbelievable. You remember I told you in Port St. Lucie you can get a house for $35,000? Well, now you see how it stands up to a hurricane.
I'm saying there's not one wall in this entire house.
Completely blown up. I mean, let me tell you something. A healthy fart would knock over those homes. Never mind a hurricane. And I tell you, you watch the news and you get sick to your stomach. You get sick to your stomach what you see down there. No one speaks English. I saw a woman in there. We have nothing. Don't you see? We have nothing. We have nothing down here.
And they're all complaining that the military hasn't gotten
Yeah.
it fast. I'm like, why do you need? What's going on? Did you need the military?
Because they're all from Cuba and the Honduras and everywhere else where the military solves all problems. What is the matter,
guess.
Gary?
You're going to have to... Do you want Woody in now?
Sure, we always...
You're going to have to bear with Woody because Woody's having a little problem with the weather and breathing today.
Oh, okay, Woody, come on in.
He's all Woody's all clogged up.
Oh, Woody, you're just nervous. I know that you are a recluse. I know that you do not like answering questions. What's the matter? You have asthma? What? Terrible asthma? Yes.
Oh,
All
dear.
right. He's a
Calm
recluse.
down.
All right.
Don't.
Let me ask you, what is
Badger
the status?
him.
What is the status? And I won't hold you long, Woody. What is the status of you and this Mia Farrow that you
At this point in time.
At this point, right now, okay? If you could just please. Oh, if you could answer this question. If you could just answer that question, please. You and Mia Farrow.
Mia is no longer attractive to me. I need stimulation. I'm an artist.
All right.
Okay, that's all you're going to say about that?
Can't you? I mean, you're being awfully sort of
Cryptic, don't you think?
Yeah, really. Just answer the question about you and Mia Farrow.
From the onset with Soon Lee, I've known...
Soon Lee?
Soon Yi is her name. Your girlfriend's
You
name
could
is...
learn her name,
Right,
Woody.
really, Woody. I mean, you know...
Is this a sign that you won't be with her that long?
Is that the correct pronunciation, Soon Lee? All right, go ahead, yes.
I've known it to be real love. We are a wonderful couple.
I see. All right. Well, let me ask you about this.
Woody,
then, all
are
right?
you going to survive this pregnancy?
Woody's upset because you do have a asthmatic condition. Is that correct? Yes. All right. Let me ask you this, and I'll make it brief. You are an entertainer. You're well-known.
Auteur, as they say
Yes, you
in the
are.
paper.
Aren't you the least bit embarrassed by these allegations that you molested your adopted daughter?
No comment. I'm not prepared to discuss that. My lawyers have advised me that that is a topic I should avoid.
All right. Well, that's fair enough. See, I knew this was going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Didn't you know something was wrong with Mia Farrow, though, when you go over there in the beginning when you were dating and it looked like Vietnam in her apartment? Didn't it look like a problem there?
Life can be confusing. I only follow my deepest feelings.
Well. The Brother P-Touch XL is the best. You've never seen it. In fact, it's one of a kind.
I was going to say